Hello everyone, welcome to the third video of my Meta 26 YouTube channel playlist. And in this video, I will introduce some homework problem in section 12.2, some introduction to the vectors. For question number 2, the vector A with representation given by the direct line segment A to B from A to B, it just means like it's just B minus A forming to the AB. And then now we are just going to do the operation because A is a vector that operating by the segment. We just do some movements like 2 minus -5, 7 is x coordinate, and then B 2 minus 1 is 1. The 1 is a y coordinate, and 7 1 it is new coordinate. And this is going to be a new vector x to the 7, y to the 1, starting from the origin. So the first one, upper right, the upper left, it is incorrect. We start from the AB, so A and B. So starting point is A, is the tail, B is the tip. So this is going to be the AB, and the new vector we produce it is starting from and pointing to the first quadrant. So the bottom left one, it is also eliminated. So this one is the correct one. The A, at the tip, it is at the point 7 1, and it's pointing in the first quadrant, and it's a positive direction. The next is a vector A with a representation given by the sector given by the line segment AB. The first step is do this subtraction to obtain a new vector. It's going to be a 0, 2, and a 6. A 0, 2, 6. This is the new vector. 0 for x, y is a 2, z is a 6. Here's x, y, z. Axis is going to be z, it is 6. The starting point with the origins, we should have the first two, this is pass is eliminated. Top right, top left are eliminated. And starting from A and B, so this is the vector we're going to choose. Starting point A and B, so the tail is point A and the tip is point B. The tip of the vector is where the end point is, and the tail of the vector is where the starting point is. Now we are to do some vector operation here. We are provided two vectors, A, 4, and -1. B is -2 and 6. We want to do A plus B. So just to do the addition of x and y coordinate. We obtain 4 plus -2 is 2, and then going to be -1 plus 6 going to be 5. Going to be 2, 5. But now 2, 5 is going to be the new vector, but now we're going to write the vector A into 3D a space. Vector A is a 4. So x is positive while y is negative. So there's positive x coordinate but negative y coordinate. So this means like the vector is pointing in the fourth quadrant. Starting with the origin, so the top right is just eliminated, and the bottom right is also eliminated. the vector operation A plus B is forming a triangle if they can add together, and it's tail to tip. So we from A that's here, and then B that's -2 and 6. We pointing out that it's going to be, so -2 and 6 is pointing from to like a second quadrant. But now we can is relocation. And what we found is A plus B, it is a positive vector. It's pointing in the first quadrant. So, and we place a plus B, it is there, and we put a B after these two vectors. So this will be our geometrical illustration of the A plus B. A plus B is always forming a triangle of the vector operation. If A plus B lies on the first quadrant, while the A vector is at fourth quadrant. So the B vector must be between the first quadrant and the fourth quadrant. They must be tip to tail. This is correct. And we just do sum and subtraction. There's no multiplication needed. There must be a triangle in most of the cases. Same for this. It's for XYZ coordinate, but just it's no harder than what you may expect for vectors. A plus B is a 2, 6, 1. So 2, 6, and 1. So X is pointing to, so X possibly is going pointing toward you, pointing you away, that's a negative X. So Z, it has a 1, so we have a height 1 here. So A plus B vector, it must be height 1. And there's sum, and all three vectors is not a triangle. Then it's a triangle, so like the bottom left and top right are eliminated. And now we're going to start at what we're going to do. So A plus B is a new vector. A is also a new vector. They both start with the A. So A and A plus B vector starting with the origin. So this is our choice. Why? Because B vectors, because A plus B is have a height of 1 because Z is 1. And then B, A is x2 and then Y is 0. So it's on the XZ plane and does not intersect Y. And it's A start with origin pointing the XZ way, and then A plus B that's going to be is a 2, 6, 1. And it's just the same way posting ZY direction. And we forming this triangle, it's going to be this. The bottom right is the correct answer. Now we talk about some magnitude and the scalar. The 2 is a scalar over the multiplication. So if A is 12 and then -5, then this scalar is going to be 24 and then -10. It's going to be multiplication. It just produces longer vector result by a scalar multiplication. If the scalar is negative, then the resulting vector is pointing to the negative direction. So if the 12, 5 pointing this way, then the negative pointing that way. This with backward, upward, backward. The absolute value point in the vector means like the magnitude. That's the hypotenuse. Perhaps you're reading a right triangle. The A and B is like x, y coordinate, just forming a two sides of the right triangle, and the magnitude is the third. It's a third. The longest side of the of the right triangle is a hypotenuse, so it's a magnitude. So A minus B is a new vector. So before do A minus B and it's not equal to A magnitude minus B magnitude, then they're now never the same. So A minus B is a vector. Because if you use minus B from A, it's producing new vectors. And then you find the magnitude of a new vector. That is your answer for A minus B inside of absolute value. Absolute value. Same as this. Translate A equal to 1, 5, negative 3. IJK is a representation of X, Y, and Z. And for B, translate to negative 5, then negative 1, then positive 6. Then you do operation of is better to add or minus, or do a scalar or the magnitude, or produce a new vector, then magnitude. Just the same thing, but just 3D. But this time it just use the equation to calculate the magnitude is not the same as the right triangle and the hypotenuse. Just to make sure they're like X, Y, Z coordinate. They're not the same at all. This translating to negative 5 and 7. Then use the unit vector form, find the magnitude, and then to find the unit vector. This is the same. Translate the negative to 4, then negative 1, then 8, then find the magnitude, then find the unit vector. Okay, I think that is all that I want to talk from Method 26 homework. For extra question, I'm gonna put on the midterm review. Have a bookmark it, and I hope my video helpful. And thank you for watching. Have a great day.